The Fantasy Flow Podcast is rewiring their neurological pathways. What's going on? It's the Fantasy Flow Podcast with Austin and Andy. Thanks for rocking with us. We got a bunch of games to cover from Week 12. We got Week 13 previews, fantasies, advice, game picks against the spread, all the stuff. You know by now, come on. This is Week 12, Week 13. Man, great games this weekend. Tons of overtime, like thrillers. It was pretty awesome. A reigning Super Bowl champ blew a 21-point lead. We'll get to all of it. Let's go ahead and start with the Seahawks like we always do, and we're not going to spend much time on it. Just hang with us, okay? If you outside the Seattle area. We're pretty excited, though, because our Seahawks improved to 8-3. Not a surprise going up against the worst team in football. But, Andy, hit me with your quick just reaction from the game.
Most points scored all season long from the Tennessee Titans. That was my quick reaction. A little annoying, but overall, great win. Yeah. Even when we were up 13, 2 possessions, I look over to Marissa and I say, we got this. I'm not even worried. And sure enough, we hold the lead the entire time.
Yeah, Cam Ward looked good. And I don't know. A win's a win. Like, I'm not going to really hold it against the Seahawks too much. The game never really felt like it was in doubt. But, yeah, it would have been nice to just totally embarrass them. But, like, honestly, I was a little bit happy for Cam Ward. I was like, hey, all right, go off, kid. Like, you know, he's been just dealt such a rough hand in his rookie year. It was honestly kind of cool to see him have some highlights. And, yeah, the game was never in doubt, like I said. Maybe if I had picked the Seahawks to cover, I wouldn't feel as generous, you know, but I didn't. So, no, it was all good. Yeah, they put some lipstick on the pig there at the end. They score with a few seconds left and then go for an onside. Don't get it. Game over. But, yeah, no, I mean, JSN, man, he's just ridiculous. He had 2 outlandish highlight plays. And 167 yards, 2 touchdowns is what he put up today. That puts him on the season pace. And, you know, I said this earlier in the year. I was talking about JSN's, you know, what he's on pace for. It means something a little different when we're now 2/3 of the way through the regular season. He is on pace for 119 yards per game, which is good for 2,030 yards this season. Obviously, an NFL record.
Absolutely insane. When I see people talk about him on YouTube or on other platforms, I just skip through it. I just don't even acknowledge it because I don't want to brainwash myself in thinking this is the best wide receiver in the league. But it's just so cool that they're having those types of conversations about a player on our favorite team.
It is cool. I mean, why can't he be the best receiver in the league? Like that's what he's playing like, is it not?
Right? Yes. It's we've never had this before. I've never been alive to see something like that with my own team. So it's kind of just like I'm numb to the whole thing in a weird way.
It does kind of feel like that. It doesn't feel like he's lighting the world on fire. It feels like he's having a really good season. And then you look at the stats and you go, he's having the best season of all time? What?
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it is crazy. And what else is crazy? I think my favorite part about this game was that the Seahawks offense didn't turn the ball over once. No turnovers. So that's great. Yeah, we talked a lot about that last week. So that was good to see. On to the next one. Speaking of the next one, I say we just jump into it, okay? Eagles, Cowboys. Boy, howdy. We were in a group chat, Andy, and we had Cowboys fans like sharing like all the memes and gifs of just like crying and like, I hate this team sucks. You know, there's like Scooter Magruder and he's like crying and just all the typical Cowboys stuff. And then suddenly they turn it around and it's like, well, okay, they're making it a game, but like, come on, it's the Cowboys. Like, they're going to lose. They're going to blow it. And then they just pull out the stunner of a victory, Andy. I mean, good Lord. Like, what was your reaction when you saw that? Like, I honestly couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been shitting on Jerry Jones all season. off season, preseason, regular season, and I feel like this is one where we can't really talk bad about the decisions that were made. It's the defense that showed up. It's the special teams that showed up. Even with a Brandon Aubrey rare missed kick, they still go and clutch up and win this game. And that has been my biggest knock about Dak and the Cowboys, is that they are not clutch. They make it interesting. They send you through the roller coaster, but at the end you're left disappointed as a Cowboys fan. And this was one of those ones where they held up to the bar and they delivered to get a victory. I mean, George Pickens, what a steal at this point.
Dude, like, I got to be honest, I was mostly focused on my fantasy football matchups, and my eyes were just on other games for most of the time. And I went back just to explain to myself, I'm like, I got to figure out how this happened. And I'm watching the highlights of the game, the box score, everything, and this game was absolutely insane. First of all, the two best players for the Cowboys, besides Dak on Sunday, were two players that Jerry Jones traded for, George Pickens and Quinnen Williams on the defense. I want to tell you, Quinnen Williams had 19 pressures with the Jets this season. He had 15 QB pressures in his 2 games with the Cowboys so far.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's making a massive impact, and they traded a lot to get him, and say what you will about the trade, but like they're getting returns right away. And they couldn't have won this game without him. It's just absolutely insane. The Eagles were up 21-0. They blew it, and that is the biggest blown lead by a defending Super Bowl champ in the last 20-plus years. And I'm just like, how on earth did this happen? And, we knew they were missing their Pro Bowl tackle, Lane Johnson. They turned it over on special teams, and they had more penalties this week than the Eagles have had in any week this season. So all those things stacked up, and you could kind of see how like a sort of mid team could like steal one. But I'm looking at the highlights of this game, and it's more than that. It was like, it wasn't that the Cowboys were bad in the first half and they were good in the second half. I just felt like they were getting unlucky in the first half. Like their kicker, who's like the best kicker in the league, he misses a 50-yard kick in the first half. They had a special teams turnover. They bailed out the Eagles with like a roughing the punter call. When the Eagles were punting on 4th down, the Cowboys ran into the punter, just gave them an extra possession. And so it was just like everything was just not going their way. And props to Schottenheimer and the coaching staff, Dak, the leadership of just keeping them focused and saying, hey, we're playing all right. Let's just get out there and let's just put some points on the board. And they did. I was really impressed that they were able to do that on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this team has found a new juice, hasn't found a new gear per se, and it's showing. I earlier in the week I was thinking how Dallas has a pretty good chance to win this game, and then as the week went on, better minds prevailed. No, Philadelphia is the better team. Of course they're going to win. Why would you ever do that? And then sure enough, Dallas comes away with the win. Gets a sneaky win there. Yeah. And it was in front of the whole country. I'm sure there were a lot of eyes were on this game. It was the only late afternoon game, and so it lasted the longest into Sunday Night Football. And they really put on a show. It was entertaining. It meant a lot for the playoff picture. It kept their hopes alive, and I'm not the biggest fan of Dallas, but this one, it was hard not to root for them.
Yeah. Man, my manager at work is an Eagles fan. Oh. And so at our like daily, team like tag up, one of my coworkers, he was giving him crap. He was like, "Hey man, I'd say sorry about the game on Sunday, but I'd be lying. I'm not sorry at all." Just because there's like fatigue around the Eagles, they've been winning so much,
Yep.
And then he goes, "Well, hey, if you feel like you need some better play calling, Chip Kelly's available."
Oh damn, that one cuts deep, dude.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Shout out my teammate if he's listening. That was a good
hilarious.
one. So I was listening to the Mina Kimes podcast, shout out Seattle. Her guest picked the Cowboys straight up, and that
Wow.
made me take them against the spread. I wasn't confident enough to do it in our fantasy face-off, but so some people saw it coming. But boy, I don't know, man. I like what you pointed out, that it was prime time, like game of the week, and getting a little conspiracy theory on you. I got some tinfoil up here, don't worry, but. This makes the Thanksgiving Day game way more interesting. It's
Oh yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs against Dak Prescott, Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys. Imagine if the Cowboys lost to the Eagles. It's like, oh well, they're just basically a dead team, and we're gonna watch the Chiefs like destroy them. But like now that they just beat the Eagles, they're at 500. Anything is possible. And now it's like this huge game. So a huge W for the NFL that not only was this game awesome, but it just makes the game on Thanksgiving all the more must-watch TV.
Yes. Them and the Chiefs won, which makes it even better.
I love that segue. How about those Chiefs, man? This was a crazy back-and-forth game. We thought it would be close, and it was close. It was so close, in fact, that the Chiefs were held out of the end zone for pretty much the whole game, right up until the fourth quarter. The Chiefs ended up kicking 5 total field goals in this game, and I don't know, man. In the age of like must go for it on fourth down, all the analytics, the Chiefs kick 5 field goals and win a game. Feels kind of gross, but it's probably better for everyone that the Chiefs are still relevant, man. 6-5, right outside of the playoff picture, but knocking on the door. Andy, what do you think of this game? What do you think of your Colts?
Yeah. Hate to see the Colts lose, especially coming off a bye week. I mean, they had a tough challenge going into Arrowhead, facing Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. They're back at home. The fact that they won by kicking that many field goals is pretty concerning when you're the Colts, when you gave away 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, when the defense is not the most well-known on this team, but they're definitely not quiet. But man, Patrick Mahomes, and really the player of the game in my mind, Kareem Hunt, really shut up the Colts. And what's so dangerous about the Chiefs is they pick your best player and say, we are not going to let him win the game. That we are going to make sure that other players go through other players instead of their best player. And their best player was, of course, Jonathan Taylor, and he just got shut down by the Chiefs. It just shows you why the Chiefs are the Chiefs, why they're back-to-back Super Bowl, 3-time Super Bowl appearance teams. Like, they are still alive. As annoying as it is, they are still alive, and this is what they can do. They can make the powerful teams look tiny, and it's really, really annoying.
Totally. Kareem Hunt, 30 carries in this game. Jonathan Taylor, only 16 carries. So I don't know how that makes sense. But yeah, if the Chiefs really sold out to stop Jonathan Taylor, you would think that one of the best receiving rooms in the league, in terms of depth, they got like 3 guys at least who can burn you. And Daniel Jones and those receivers just weren't really able to do too much. And of course, Jonathan Taylor had maybe his worst game of this year. Statistically, he didn't like look that bad. He just never broke away. He never scored a touchdown, never really got going. And the Chiefs just hung in there, took it to overtime, kicked the field goal, won the game. So props to them. 6-5. We'll see.
We'll see.
Next game I want to talk about is this Bears-Steelers game. This game was nuts. It was kind of gross. Just like a lot of the Bears games. It's just some highlight plays intermixed with some really fluky, like sloppy play. And then, Bears come out on top again, 8-3. I keep waiting for like the shoe to drop, right? And I talk about how the schedule is just going to get harder, and it is. But a win's a win, and they're leading a very competitive NFC North division. Andy, talk about it.
Dude, these Bears, man, like this is this is what we all anticipated them to be with Ben Johnson, with Caleb Williams. They go and draft 2 offensive players as their first 2 picks in the most recent draft. They're 8-1 in their last 9. I mean, that's wild. They go 4, lose 1, 4. Now they go through a pretty tough schedule, but at the same time, how can you doubt these guys? They're I think I've said this before. They're like the Broncos of the NFC. They just find a way to win in the fourth quarter, and that's what you expect your quarterback to do. That's what you need your quarterback to do. Caleb Williams had probably one of his most embarrassing plays he's ever done, even compared to last year. TJ Watt grabs a hold of him in the end zone, and he flails around and fumbles the ball, and then either TJ Watt or another Pittsburgh Steelers grabs it in the end zone, gets a touchdown. Wow, it is so easy to fold and just give up. And he didn't. The entire team didn't. And they were down defensive players, linebackers, defensive line players, and the whole team didn't give up. Montez Sweat had a great game. DJ Moore had a great game. They just were so resilient against a Pittsburgh team without Aaron Rodgers that was still fighting to the last breath.
Mason Rudolph had like nothing to do with this game. It felt like it was the Steelers scored that defensive touchdown that you described, and then everything else basically was just the 2 running backs, Warren and Gainwell, and it was just very well schemed, very well blocked, and it's a formidable team to deal with. Like they're not fun to go against, and as long as they're not trailing, I think the Steelers could be in like every game. I was just really impressed. I know he had that one bad play, Caleb Williams, but his 2 touchdown passes to DJ Moore were both super impressive. Timing, routes, anticipation. It was just really, really awesome to see. And yeah, they're going to be a really interesting team come the last few weeks of the season. It's like, are they going to win their division? Are they going to be a wild card team? Like,
right.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. And the Steelers, I mean, Lord knows we're not talking about the Ravens game, but they did just tie the Ravens now for the lead in that division, and technically the Ravens are in that playoff spot if the season were to end today. So, huge week for Aaron Rodgers to miss. Hopefully he's back healthy, moving forward for their sake. But I don't know if that was a big one. And speaking of the AFC North, we're not talking about the Browns-Raiders game, but I did want to just share this quote from Shedeur Sanders, who was recently named their starting quarterback. They said, "Oh yeah, Dylan Gabriel's, he's healthy, he's back, but we're going to stick with Shedeur." After he went, 55% completion for 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, you got to go with the guy. Right after the game, Shedeur Sanders, when asked, what he thought of his performance, he said, "I'm who they been looking for."
Oh boy. Well, you got to have a little ego. You got to have a little self-confidence, I guess. But maybe not quite the right time for it when your team is 3-8, and you just beat up the 2-8 Raiders.
Not like I love my guys, I felt good about my performance, but it was a team win, the defense played their butts off. No, he's like, I'm who they've been looking for.
Yeah, the ego is out the roof. He'll learn, hopefully, and if not, he'll get cut. He's a 5th-round draft pick. He's not, his name carries a lot more weight than his actual skill.
I thought that quote was hilarious, but I'm not really going to pile on because I want to wait and see what happens against the 49ers next week.
Yes.
I feel like that's a good litmus test. It's not like the best defense in the NFL, but it's a very competent group, a competitive team. I want to see what it looks like against the Niners defense, and then I will pile on.
I totally agree. That sounds like a great trap game for the 49ers.
I like it. Yeah, Myles Garrett's like messing around with the all-time sacks in a single season record. So,
a single game record. Like, this guy can't be stopped at all.
Next segment here, our team elimination challenge. You're seeing on your screen 11 teams that we've already eliminated. That's because we eliminate one team after every single week of the NFL season, until we are down to the 14 that are actually playing postseason football. Andy, we just watched Week 12. Is there a team that sticks out in your mind?
Well, I gotta give us props. We are 1 for 1. The Giants have been officially eliminated.
Nailed it.
Playoff. Yeah, nailed that one. It's funny how the 2-10 team is eliminated, but not the 1-10 Titans are technically eliminated. That part doesn't make any sense to me. Moving on to this week, I think we got to go with, it burns my heart to say this, with the Minnesota Vikings. Man,
it's
JJ
obvious.
is just it's obvious, but it's a frustrating one. It's one that I don't take a lot of pride or happiness in. All the other ones I could really care less, but this one now it stings. I even texted you earlier this week saying it's going to be tough, and I'm feeling it right now in my wee little heart.
Well, I mean, I'm bummed out too. I have no hesitancy. I mean, they're 4-7. And after we eliminate them, there will be no teams below 500 left. Like it's they're all alone down there in terms of the standings and who's already been eliminated, who hasn't. But yeah, it is tough. I mean, I love JJ McCarthy. We were as patient with him as we possibly could have been. But it's just not coming together, and it won't this season. Like I feel confident in saying that. Also, all 3 division rivals won this weekend. They were the only one to lose, and they were already in 4th. So. Pretty easy. There's a lot of dunking on JJ McCarthy. A lot of stats flying around. Some comparisons to draft bust and everything. I think it's too early for that, honestly, personally. But I do have a stat for you, Andy. He's completed only 54% of his passes this year, but 14% of his incompletions were actually caught by the defense.
That's not good. I was going to say 54, 55. That's actually not terrible for your rookie year. But
that's
the 14%, that's really bad.
14% of his incompletions.
Yeah, are completions for the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part's not the greatest, but yeah, what he missed 4 games this year too. Like, we have to remember he's never played a full season. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a little too early, but yeah, it is easy to flame the Minnesota Vikings as a whole right now.
Vikings, you're out.
You're out of here.
All right. On to the next one. What time is it, Andy? What time is it?
It's the ladder.
Yeah, so every other week, I'm hitting you with my top 5 MVP candidates. We're using the ladder as just a visual. And look, these are serious MVP candidates, okay? I love what Jonathan Taylor's doing. I love what JSN's doing, but this is a quarterback award. So I'm evaluating the QB play across the league. I'm also taking into account, everything else that's going on in context, bye weeks, and really collectively, I got a new person at number 5, and that person is Jerry Jones, owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, after the performance they put on, all the trades, I mean, he's probably the best trader we've seen since Bernie Madoff. I mean, this guy, he's just, he can't lose. He can't lose. And he has all these first-round picks, and he's flirting with a wild card spot. I mean, come on.
Number 5, Jerry Jones.
Number 4. He's been number 4 every single week, and he's still there. It's Josh Allen. I can't put him any higher because guess what? He just had his worst game of the season on Thursday Night Football, prime time, prime video. But he had his best game of the season the week before that, where he put up a 40 burger on the Bucks. So I'm like, I don't know. I can't move you up. I can't move you down. So Josh Allen's a 4. Okay. At number 3, we have a new face. Okay. We haven't seen this on the list so far. But at number 3, I have a giant chasm. Because there's just that big of a gap between number 4 and number 2. It's really a two-man race. So at number 3, I didn't feel good about putting anyone there except for a giant chasm. So that's what we've got.
Okay.
Number 2, Drake May.
Yep.
Patriots just keep winning. They
Yep.
keep winning. Drake May, he continues to just play nearly mistake-free ball. He has 150 more pass yards than any other QB in the league, and he has the best completion percentage at 71%. So he's like efficient, he's accurate, and he's getting freaking yards, and he keeps winning. And shout out to the whole Patriots team, but like honestly, I'm just giving some love to Drake May. Like I don't know, like Bo Nix has the same record, but like that's just so obviously like a defense first team. Drake May's out here doing it, and he has the numbers to back it up.
Yeah, and he has a crazy good defense as well.
They be ballin'. Shout out Marcus Jones. Number 1, Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I think he was 1 last week or 2 weeks ago, and he's done nothing but continue his absolute scorching hot run. He has 7 more passing touchdowns than any other QB. He's in the lead by 7 passing touchdowns.
2 games worth.
That's insane, and he's had his bye week, unlike Drake May. So, like, it's absolutely insane. Like, it's his award to lose. And I remember in the off season when I was doing my whole like predictive BS, he was like in a hyperbaric chamber thing. Like his body was like falling apart. We thought his back wasn't going to sustain all season. We thought he might retire. Like this could be it. And it's just the total opposite. He is playing like an MVP. I don't think he's never won an MVP award. He's won a Super Bowl. He's won a lot of things, but he's never won the MVP. And Devontae Adams, I thought this was telling. What's he, 32, 33 years old? He's played with some of the best QBs. He has had some winning years. But he said recently this week that he's never had this much fun playing football.
Yeah. Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford. You're in Los Angeles. I mean, you're not in cold, wintry Green Bay, you know? Like...
That doesn't hurt, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. All
right, well, that was my MVP ladder. We'll check back in another 2 weeks, but I don't know, man. I feel real good about Matthew Stafford at number 1. I don't know what he'd have to do to fall out of there, but we'll see.
Get hurt?
We'll see.
He'd have to get hurt.
Get hurt, throw a bunch of interceptions, something like that.
That's not going to happen. I'm surprised he didn't put Caleb Williams or... Yeah, I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes, but
over Jerry Jones.
I feel like Caleb is a good number 3.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, he's got the name recognition. He has the win-loss record, but like statistically, when you just sort by passing yards, passing touchdowns, like he just doesn't have the stats to back it up. All right, so this next segment. We're going to dial the clock back to the offseason in which Andy and I, we bet on some teams, their win totals for the upcoming season. We went over or under what Vegas had their win totals at. And so we're going to do sort of a check-in. See, like, hey, can we start counting this money? Or do we need to get a second gig? You know, like where are we at? So we had 6 teams. That 6 teams that we bet on, and 4 of those were over, 2 of those were under. I'm going to start with the unders here. First one, under 8.5 for the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, that is looking pretty terrific because they've already lost 8 games, so one more loss gives them 9 losses. Which means the best they could do is 8-9. So really, that's just a really complicated way of saying one more loss and this baby cashes.
Nice. I love to hear that. Did not realize that part. Love that.
And that was our best like bang for our buck in terms of odds. That was plus 110. So yeah, that's a pretty great ticket right there. Next one, the other under. We went under New Orleans Saints 4.5 wins. That's a pretty low number. That's the lowest number in the whole league. They've won 2 games, and there's 6 games left. So if they played 500 ball for these last 6 games, that would take them to 5 wins. So we need them to continue to be a losing team. They can even win 2 more games, but they just can't go 3-3. They got to do worse than 3-3. And
only 2 wins. Only 2.
Only 2 wins.
They play all of their division opponents one more time. Gosh, and they play the Jets, the Titans, the Dolphins.
They play some bad teams, so it's possible, but the Saints are a bad team too. So
but the Saints are really bad. They're so bad that they're trying out Justin Tucker.
Yeah, and they lost to Kirk Cousins handily.
Yikes.
This weekend.
Yikes.
So,
that's not great.
I still feel good, but it's not a lock. It's not like the Cardinals one.
No, but I do. Yeah, I agree. I still feel good.
Back to the locks. This is our first over. We went with the Denver Broncos over 9.5 wins. They're at 9 right now, so they just got to get one more win, and this baby cashes. So I'm feeling pretty good so far. How about you?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Man, yeah, and we were so high on Bo Nix in the offseason.
We were.
And they're
really
winning.
were.
They're winning these one-score games, and it's mostly because of their defense. Like we keep saying, R.J. Harvey's coming on. It's like Bo Nix is he's just cruising, man. He's just directing the ship.
Yeah. So, yeah, Sean Payton, the defense, everything. We love it.
All right, we got to come back down to earth, though. Atlanta Falcons over 7.5.
That's actually, with their win this week, it's not. It's tracking. It's tracking. Without the win this week, I was ready to throw away the ticket.
I'm not going to throw it in the garbage just yet, but yeah. So they're 4-7. They need to get to 8 wins.
Okay, so
they can afford to lose just 2 more games.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, they play the Jets, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Rams, Saints. So we need them to win 4 of those.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. The Jets.
They need to pull off a serious upset.
And not against the Seahawks. Yeah, yikes. Okay, it's tracking, but it's not. It's 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah, that's generous. But anyways, that was our least bang for our buck. Because in the offseason, 7.5 was such a reasonable number for a Falcons team that was seen as like on the rise, you know. So only 7.5. We weren't getting much bang for a buck, anyways. So I'm okay.
Okay.
Man, yeah. Speaking of Vikings, we went over 8.5 for the Minnesota Vikings, and I don't like where that one's going at all.
Okay. To justify our reasoning, we looked at the data from the last couple years. If they can do it with Kirk Cousins, if they can do it with Sam Darnold, this team hasn't changed that much. They brought a lot of the same players back. It's a quarterback he's been in the system. Yes, he's been hurt and not a lot of practice. He's in the system. It's Kevin O'Connell. Yeah. It's the Minnesota Vikings. We expect this team to perform close to double-digit wins. Yes, exactly. They could have had Shador back there. They're going to get close to double-digit wins. I liked where our head was at. It sucks where we're at right now, but I feel okay about that one.
Okay, yeah. I do too. This is the last one, and this is the most interesting one, in my opinion. You ready for it? Over 11.5 for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Doable.
It's doable. What are they at? 8-3 right now?
Yeah.
With 6 games to go. 6 games to go? Yeah, 6 games to go. So they just need to go
4-2.
Oh boy. Yeah, see, I'm totally on the fence with this one. I don't know which way it's going to go.
No way, man. No way. These guys are reigning Super Bowl champs. They got the Bears, Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders.
Oh, geez. So, yeah, if Jaden Daniels stays out the whole year, then you're getting Marcus Mariota or something twice.
I don't
play
care
the
who the
Raiders.
quarterback is for the Commanders.
I mean, yeah, you got a point there. So, all right, well,
They got to beat the Commanders both times, the Raiders, it's all easy task, and then they have to win one of these games against the Bears, the Chargers, or the Bills. And the Chargers and the Bills look like the most hot and cold teams, and the Jaguars really all look like hot and cold teams in the AFC.
the Jags are so bad.
Oh, dude. It's so funny tracking these AFC teams that are just like, one week they look like they could take on anybody, and then the next week they look like they haven't practiced at all.
I can't wait to eliminate the Jags.
That's too funny.
Team elimination challenge.
Yeah,
I can't wait, dude. They just got to lose some games. They keep winning. That's the problem. But
well, they won, and now next week they're probably going to lose.
All right. I like it. So yeah,
Okay,
those were our bets in the offseason. I think we're definitely going to be in the positive. It's just a matter of how much.
Yeah. The Atlanta one stings the most. The rest, I definitely really like where our head was at.
Week 13 preview, aka Thanksgiving weekend. This is the holiday for the NFL. They're trying to take over every single holiday, but this is the traditional, tried and true OG football, family, Thanksgiving, food. I mean, come on. It's the Lions, it's the Cowboys every single year. But this year, Thursday, 10 a.m. West Coast, Lions-Packers, huge divisional game, and neither of these teams are even leading the division. So both of these teams really need this one. I think if the season ended today, the Lions would be on the outside looking in, which is crazy. That's the difference between the AFC and the NFC. So competitive in the NFC. You got teams like the 49ers and Lions at like 7-4 who are like just fighting for a 7 seed. The Packers have that tie, so they're technically ahead, but the stakes don't get any higher than this for a Thanksgiving weekend.
I totally agree. Whoever loses is going to be looking at third place in their division, which is just wild. Yep. With having 7 wins. Whoever loses will have 7 wins, and they'll be in third place. I mean, that's got to be frustrating. Yeah, I mean, the Lions coming off like an 1,000-yard offensive game against the Giants last week. The Packers destroying J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be interesting to see if the Lions defense can hold up and can really stop the Packers. Not that the Packers are like this almighty offense, but that's definitely been the weak point for the Lions. And looking at the tape, if I'm the Packers, I'm blitzing Jared Goff until it doesn't work anymore, because that is their pure weakness on offense, is making him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, Micah Parsons has finally started to actually produce in terms of sack numbers and things like that. You know, he's been double-teamed all year. He's been making an impact, but he's finally making an impact in the stat sheet. So, yeah, I would be terrified if I was Jared Goff. Not that he hasn't seen this before, but, that's a huge matchup. And then at 1:30, the second game of the Thanksgiving slate, we already mentioned it, but Chiefs-Cowboys. Talk about two teams who need to win. The Cowboys sit right at 500. The Chiefs, again, just on the outside looking in. So, like, all these teams just need a win in the worst way possible. And the schedule just shaked out so well, because right after that, the Thursday night game, Ravens, Bengals, Joe Burrow back.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. I think that Chiefs-Cowboys game is probably going to be a top 8, top 5 most watched game in the NFL history. I mean, two like really well-known franchises.
That's a good call, actually.
Yeah, like this is going to be, everyone's going to have their TV on for this one. It's right before food comes out, usually around that time that day. And then the Bengals Ravens, we get to see Joe Burrow. We get to see if Lamar Jackson turns into Lamar Jackson. This is usually the time of the year where he just pops off, especially on prime time when everyone's watching him. These are the ones where we get the blushy eyebrows, the constant, oh my gosh, like this is Lamar, this is who he is, this is why he does what he does. I am pumped for the Thursday night game.
Yeah, he's clearly not 100%, but this is one of the worst defenses of all time statistically in the Bengals. So it's like, hey, Lamar, let's do something. Let's do something. And if it's not Lamar, how about Derrick Henry? How about you just go off for 200 yards, just have a game,
Right.
you know? And then Joe Burrow coming back just makes it all the more intriguing. I don't know. We'll get to it, but like I don't know how well he's going to play his first game back from a serious injury. But man, yeah, it's going to be real interesting. Ravens 5 wins in a row, putting it back on the line. So yeah, I love it. I love to see it. And I think that Chiefs Cowboys game, what's it got? Post Malone at the halftime show.
Oh wow!
And
wow.
who knows what more. So yeah, I think that's probably a great call by you. One of the most watched television events, you know, in recent memory, especially for a regular season game.
Yeah, this game, that Chiefs Cowboys game has a total of 52.5 points. Honestly, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to disappoint on the scoring side of things. I think it's going to be very important for both these teams, but scoring wise, I could easily see it being like a 14-21 game.
Could be another field goal game, just like Colts Chiefs.
Yeah, totally.
But it doesn't stop there, because just when your mom thought that, oh boy, that was a lot of football, thank God that's over, noon the next day, it's Eagles Bears, 2 8-3 teams. It's like another must-watch game. You got like a huge clash. Yeah, another banger from the NFL. Just 2 8-3 teams in the NFC, just absolutely dueling it out. Potential playoff preview. You know, one thing has to give. It's like, can Caleb Williams keep winning these close games? And if they beat the Eagles, is this like the beginning of a total like avalanche,
Right.
like we've seen, you know, in recent past? I hate to invoke that, but I don't know. This team, they're front runners. When things are going great, things are going great, and when things are going poorly, they tend to snowball. So this could be a get-right game against a Bears team that's not as good as their record, or they fall victim to the same sort of magic.
True. The Bears they're leading the league, I think, in turnovers.
Turnovers forced. In a good way. Yeah.
Yes, in a good way. Thank you. Yes. The 2 of their defensive backs are either leading or tied for the most interceptions in the league, which is just wild in my mind. So good luck, Eagles. Honestly, I know it's in Philadelphia. In my mind, they are 2 different teams when they're at home versus when they're away. And the Eagles are 4-1 at home, but the Bears are 4-2 away. So the Bears, it doesn't matter where they play. They're going to play to their opponent, and they're going to make it close. But the Eagles at home, it's a different vibe. That crowd, the energy, especially on a prime time. Again, they're one of those teams that loves to show up, and especially for their home crowd.
The only other game that I think worth mentioning on this slate, and Andy, feel free to jump in, but I'm circling this Bills-Steelers game in the middle of the Sunday slate, just because of all the implications of what the Chiefs got going on, the Ravens-Bengals matchup. It's like that is going to depend on whether or not the Steelers are able to steal one from the Bills, or if the Bills beat the Steelers, then it's kind of like the Ravens can afford to lose one. But yeah, no, I just think that that's also a huge clash that's going to have a bunch of playoff implications.
This is the get-right game for the Bills. I see the Bills just dominating, honestly. I don't care who's at quarterback for Steelers. The one I'm interested in is the Colts versus the Texans. The Colts are 6-0 at home. The Texans are hitting their stride perfectly. Their defense is so good. And man, it's going to be interesting to see how the Colts bounce back from a loss against the Chiefs, and the Texans are like, I think 2 or at least 3 wins in a row. CJ Stroud is finally coming back. That's going to be interesting. I definitely care about that one a little bit more than the Bills Steelers.
Yeah, you said that the Texans are hitting their stride, but like it's been with the backup quarterback. So like we don't know if they're going to make a switch or not. I don't know. That's going to be really tricky, really intriguing. So that's probably a good call by you. Yeah, and then the Jags are right there in that division. It turns into a 3-team race suddenly, with the Colts dropping one to the Chiefs. All right, for your fantasy teams, man, this is crunch time. This is absolutely crunch time. You just got 2 or 3 more weeks before the playoffs. Maybe you're sitting pretty, maybe you're like totally eliminated, but odds are you're probably somewhere in the middle. And these are some massive start-sit decisions, and Andy and I are here to try and help you out. Andy, how about you go ahead and hit me with your first player that you're flowing into your lineup for Week 13?
Oh, baby. I don't know if you have this guy, and I don't know if you've been starting this guy, but I'm going to go with Chase Brown. I know I've mentioned him a couple times, but he has been, ever since something happened, their bye week or something triggered, and he has really produced now. He was really hurting you early in the season. I feel like he's really coming on and really making sure that he helps you win your matchups, especially with Joe Burrow coming back. I think him are going to click. It's going to work. It's going to be Jamar Chase. It's going to be Chase Brown, Joe Burrow. It's going to be that classic trio that you imagined Week 1 into this season.
I like that pick. He's just catching a lot of dump offs, and sometimes that's the name of the game, man. Just get yourself a running back who can catch passes. I'm a little nervous about that matchup against the Ravens defense because they got a lot of defensive players back. It's not as juicy of a matchup as it was, earlier in the year. But no, I don't hate that pick at all. I'll stick with the running backs. I think you can absolutely flow in R.J. Harvey for the Broncos going up against the Commanders. R.J. Harvey is going to be by himself, and it's a plus matchup, and I love the situation. And I'll give you a bonus one. Throw Trey Benson in there too if he comes back from injury, because the Cardinals running backs have been buns, and the coaching staff is very frustrated with the running back situation there. They absolutely need Trey Benson, so if he's healthy, he's going to get all the carries, and that's a pretty nice matchup too against the Bucks.
Against the Buccaneers, yeah.
A dog-tired defense who's just been going up against a ton of great teams, and they just got absolutely destroyed by the Rams.
Right. I totally agree. I'm a little nervous with Trey Benson just because he has been out so much, just like Bucky Irving. I know both teams have been waiting to bring these players back when they're absolutely healthy, so that gives them a little bit of a plus. But when you're out of football for that long, it really makes me nervous to throw you back into my starting lineup right off the get-go, kind of like what you were saying with Joe Burrow. I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers with the Jaguars. We were just talking about how up and down the Jaguars are, and the Trevor Lawrence experience is one of a kind, and it's going to be sticking with him for most of his career unless something major changes. He has 14 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's almost 50 for 50 there. But, man, they do like to sling it, even to the running back, even to Parker Washington. And ever since Jacoby Myers got there, he has just been trending upwards. I'm following that trend. They're going against a really bad 1-10 Titans. Give me Jacoby Myers.
All right. And then, my wide receiver that I'm flowing in. Look, if Marvin Harrison Jr. misses another week due to the surgery from his appendix bursting, Michael Wilson has been just lighting the world on fire, getting so many targets, and he's actually played really well. It's not just a volume play. Like, he's a talented kid. He's just never gotten the opportunity to be the one, and he's just taken full advantage of it, especially with the quarterback switch. That is just a great connection, and it's been working both last 2 weeks, and he hasn't even found the end zone. So just ride that wave against the Bucks, who I just mentioned. They just got torched by the Rams and the Bills before that.
Sure. Yeah, you're hugging these Cardinals tight. I can dig it. If it was against a different opponent, I might not dig it as much. But against the Bucks,
Trey McBride too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Speaking of tight ends, I'm gonna go Juwan Johnson.
Hey, there you go.
You're not gonna start any Saints player. I have nerves starting Chris Olave. I don't have him actually on any of my teams, but if I did, I would be nervous every single week. Juwan Johnson is one of those players where it doesn't matter who they're going up against. They have to move the football, and he's basically just a huge wide receiver in the middle of the field for them.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, last player that I'm flown into my lineup. Um, Jackson Dart. We thought he'd be back last week, and he wasn't.
Ooh.
So I feel like if he comes back this week, he's just going to be that much more removed from that injury. And the offense looked pretty good under Jameis Winston. You got two great, healthy receivers. Yeah, I like it. I know it's against the Patriots. I know the Patriots defense is good, but I just think that it's going to be a shootout. Like the Patriots offense is going to put up points against the Giants defense, right? So
Sure.
it's going to be a passing game script. Give me Jackson Dart.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, how about players we're flowing out of our lineup?
Yep. I'm going to go with Aaron Jones or any Minnesota running back, whoever you want.
That's who I wrote
they're
down
going-
too. Yeah.
Yeah. They're going against Seattle. J.J. McCarthy is in concussion protocol, so there's a high chance that he's not available for this game. I don't think it would even matter. I don't want to face this Seattle defense. They are going to eat up against this Minnesota team. I mean, flowing Aaron Jones out of my lineup.
Me too, and I wonder if you can extend that to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, last week I said Addison because I really wanted to put Justin Jefferson there, and then they both sucked. So
Yeah. No, he hasn't killed you this so far, but like when he's projected for 18 and he scores 8, like that is pretty devastating, especially since he was probably your first round pick. Look, JJ McCarthy, they said that he reported concussion symptoms after the game, and they're not sure he's going to play in this game. Looks like it's going to be their backup QB, Max Brosman. Is that how you say it? I don't even know, dude. I don't know.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
said it was suspicious. This feels like another soft benching to me. I don't know about it.
I don't know if you can use a concussion as a. I don't know. We've
He
kind
had
of
an
seen
ankle
it with.
sprain that lasted like
Yeah.
over a month. Like I feel like
Yeah,
we've
you're
already
right.
seen this from this team.
Yeah, and how did that work out?
Well, he was still bad.
Exactly. So I don't know. That's that. Everything about that screams get me out of that situation. I don't want any Minnesota players, basically.
Yeah, I think that's basically what I'm saying too. Is there another player that you're flowing out of your lineup?
Yeah, you're not gonna like this one too much. You've been riding high on this guy, but I'm getting Jamison Williams out of my starting lineup. Wow, what a roller coaster this guy is.
You don't want to start the guy who
20.
scored 0?
Yeah,
Weird.
exactly. Yeah, get me. I mean, hey, Green Bay's like secondary isn't all stars, but they do have a really good defense, and if things don't go the Detroit Lions way early, it seems like it's hard for him to get involved. And I don't think it's going to go their way early. I think it's going to be a close game, and Jared Goff is going to be underneath a lot of pressure. So that makes me nervous about J-Mo.
Yeah, that's fair, dog. That's fair. Last player that I'm flowing out of my lineup. Whenever you flow someone in, you got to flow someone out. I'm just here to warn you guys. Joe Burrow, his first game back, I know some people were excited to pick him up, and they were like, "Oh, look how sneaky I am." Okay, well, just don't put him into your lineup right away. That makes me nervous against this Baltimore Ravens team that's healthy. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. I just rather see it first before I see it in my lineup.
Sure. I think depending on your other options, it's not a bad play.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was ready to go against the Patriots this week, but they decided to hold him back. So I think that gives me a little bit more confidence that he is ready to go against the Ravens. This is when he was projected to start and come back. He's followed that timeline to a T.
True.
And Jamar Chase missed last week because of that suspension. I think there's going to be some big old chips on their shoulders. So depending on your other options, I really don't think it's that bad of a play, but I understand how I was just saying I'm nervous to start players coming back after injury. So
Right.
I totally get it. The quarterback I'm going to select is Dak Prescott. Now, he just put up major points for you against the Philadelphia Eagles. He won the game for the Cowboys. He even ran in a touchdown. How do you take this guy out? Well, he's going against the Kansas City Chiefs. And what do? They eliminate your best player. Dak is their best player because to get CD the ball, to get George Pickens the ball, it has to go through Dak. I think Dak is going to be in a lot of trouble this game, and it makes me nervous to start him against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I hear you. It crossed my mind, but then I was like, he did so well. I don't know that I want to make him my pick, but I see the logic 100%.
Dak loves to bring you up and feel like he's an every week starter, and then when you feel that level of confidence, he drops you down and you get so mad. I'm saying this is going to be that week.
Last segment. It is the Fantasy Flow Face-Off, where every week Andy and we take turns drafting picks against the spread. We both do 3 each week. We keep a running tally, and look, for the first time all year, I went winless. I was 0-3 last week. I missed out by just half a point here, half a point there, and 0-3. There's nothing you can say about it. And meanwhile, Andy Phillips over here, 2-1. The Jags, it was -2.5. They won by 3. Colts +3.5. They only lost by 3. So very, very clever, sharp picks by you, taking advantage of those spreads. And now for the first time all year, you're ahead of me in the running total standings. So now if the season ended today, I would be the one doing the punishment that we agreed to at the start of the season, which is to wear a Deshaun Watson jersey to work for a week straight. So the stakes are high, needless to say.
Yes,
last week you got the first pick, so this week I'm going first.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna play it safe after that 0-3. I was getting too cute. I was venturing out too far. I'm just gonna stick with like the tried and true teams. I'm not gonna mess around. I'm gonna take the Broncos -6.5 against the Commanders.
Yeah, that's pretty good call. The Broncos haven't been blowing away teams as of lately, but they're coming off a bye. It's Sunday Night Football. It makes sense. That doesn't necessarily disrupt my plans, but now as I'm looking over things, I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to start with the Dolphins -6 against the New Orleans Saints.
Whoa.
The Saints are bad. It's in Miami, and the Dolphins' offense has actually been pretty good since they fired their GM. So I think the Dolphins win, and they win big.
That would be great for our, under on the Saints win total. So
exactly.
Yeah, no, I like it. I just don't love, putting my trust in the Dolphins, but I do like them to win that game. So
yes.
I don't know who the quarterback is going to be for the Vikings. It looks like this Max Brosman kid. I just don't want any part of it. Any part of the Vikings, that is, because I will take the Seahawks -10.5. I like the big spreads. Sometimes it bangs me, but I trust the Seahawks to take care of business at home against a lost Vikings team.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this spread goes up to 13, 14 points by the end of the weekend, especially if it's the third stringer. Makes sense. You love the big spreads. I'm going to go with a big spread of myself. I'm going to pick a favorite. I'm going to pick the Chargers -9.5 against the Raiders in the afternoon. It's in LA, and the Raiders are really bad. They fired Chip Kelly, and they should have done that 2-3 weeks ago already. Yeah,
they were so bad against the Browns. That was probably the biggest line of scrimmage mismatch all year, was the Raiders offensive line against the Browns defensive line. They looked so bad. And yeah, Chip Kelly had to go. And when asked about it, Chip Kelly was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy, but he's just like, hey, no arguments here, brother. And
it's not his first rodeo. It's not his first time being fired on the job. So yeah.
No, it is
the drill.
that bad. to play devil's advocate, I mean, it's a divisional game. The Chargers have their own injuries on the line of scrimmage. So, and then maybe, there's a little bit of a bump after a coach gets fired, kind of lights a fire underneath some of the players.
Yeah, but, I didn't think about that. That one's, dang it.
Too late now. No, I'm just kidding. You can change if you want to, but you just,
nope.
You just look like a flip-flopper.
No, I'm committed.
Okay. Jeez. Where to go? I got two favorites. Let's go with an underdog. Let's start it off just right away. I know what we say about Thursday night games, but there's 3 of them.
Oh no!
So and I kind of want a little bit of a piece of it. I want a little.
Don't
piece.
do it.
Give me the Packers plus 2.5 against the Lions. This Lions team's been struggling lately. They lost to the Eagles, and then the Giants took them to overtime. I don't like what could possibly happen going up against Micah Parsons and the Packers. I just don't trust them right now. The Lions are really shorthanded. And, I mean, the Vikings beat the Lions at the beginning of this month. They're just having a bad time. So give me the Packers and 2.5 points.
Sure. It wasn't on my list. I'm done picking Thursday night games with this segment. I've just been burned too many times. I'm out of there. I'm not messing with it. And watch Jahmyr Gibbs run all over your face with that spread. That's all I hope to say on that one. Let's see. My first matchup was going to be picking the Falcons versus the Jets. It's only minus 2.5. But I don't care. I don't care about those two teams. Give me the Bills minus 3.5 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, that was the other one on my list. I just didn't want to go 3 favorites, but I'm
going 3 favorites. I don't see any underdogs that are too favorable this week.
Yeah, that's fair. I was looking for one. I found the Packers, but it's like you said. There's a lot of lopsided games when you look at the Sunday slate. All right. Well, that was it. That was the Fantasy Flow face-off. Hopefully, I'll at least tie things up. I don't like being behind Andy in the standings. This is a new experience for me, and I'm not a fan. So. Good luck, everybody. See you next week.
Good luck. See ya. Bye.